This morning on The Dish, a taste of Europe in the heart of Philly. It's the latest project of two best friends, Chef Jonathan Adams and coffee roaster Damien Pileggi. The two made their name with rival brothers coffee. Now they've added Enswell, a place for cocktails and some very fine dishes to go along with them.
You want to do it? You do it. You do it.
No, you
do it. You're good. I'll set you up.
We can do it together.
All right.
You do one, I do one.
Coffee lovers and best friends, Jonathan Adams and Damien Pileggi,
Damien will have your oat latte up in one moment.
Did you say oat?
Yeah.
make it their business, perfecting the perfect shot of espresso.
Awesome.
How do you guys gel? We're talking over 20 years together, adolescence, through kids, marriage.
33 years if you're counting.
Oh my
Kids,
gosh.
marriage,
Which is crazy.
They've spent a lifetime figuring it all out amidst careers in Philadelphia's hospitality industry. But the barista thing, they just couldn't get enough of. Hence why they launched Rival Brothers Coffee in 2011.
It actually wasn't until after high school where we really started hanging out. We both gravitated towards hospitality and restaurants, and then ever since then, we've been finishing each other's sentences here and there.
Their concept started as a mobile coffee truck and is now a Philadelphia institution. So you went from coffee to 1920s Paris.
Yeah, basically.
Their latest project, Enswell, a high-end cocktail bar located in the Terrain, an historic hotel building near Rittenhouse Square, with a swanky French-inspired interior. Here, Adams is at the front of the house,
Hands, please.
taking a back seat to executive chef Andy Farley,
4, bar 1.
Love it, love it.
who serves up dishes that are far more fortifying than what an average bar menu might provide. What do we have here? That's a full meal.
That is a full dinner. So that's a blue cheese dry-aged New York strip, cooked sous vide, then finished over Japanese charcoal with glazed carrots and potato puree and sauce bordelaise.
And the carrots are perfect. There's a little bit of licorice in there.
There's a Chardonnay vinegar that we use to glaze, so that's where the licorice is coming, that anise flavor.
Also on the table, crispy eggplant, marinated then grilled.
Tempura fried, tossed in what we call togarashi, a Japanese 7-spice, and ranch. That's served over black garlic tahini with a little lime and sumac and some fresh herbs. This is one of those things that is just incredible.
So flavorful, spicy. Next, hand-cut pasta limon.
A deceivingly simple dish. It was a hand-cut tagliatelle with lemon zest and creme fraiche. On top, you'll see botarga, like dried tuna, and osetra caviar.
Why is it deceiving?
Because it looks really simple. When you glance at it, it just looks like buttered noodles, right?
Right.
But there's actually a lot. There's quite a bit going on.
The perfect amount of lemon zest.
Right? And the caviar pops, brings the salt through without being overpowering.
Everything on here so far is rather decadent, Jonathan.
It definitely is. Andrew's take on his approach to food is there's a high-low approach to it, where some of it is really high-end, but then very deceivingly simple.
Finishing it off with homemade fried hash browns topped with crab salad. And for dessert, black magic cake with cherries.
I think part of the reason I love that so much is reminds me of childhood, high school, with Damien. His mom was always baking and doing stuff, so that one's a little bit of nostalgia. And you don't even need to know that to enjoy it, but for me, it takes it to a different place.
To wash it all down, the cocktail specialty.
This is the Haymaker. So this is our take on an espresso martini, except it's rye and bourbon. We make our own orgeat, which is an almond liqueur, and then it's topped with vanilla cream and instant coffee.
The journey here has been 25 years in the making, since he gave up his first coffee gig in college in search of something bigger.
After doing coffee at Starbucks for like 3 years, kind of needed a change, and a friend of mine said, well, we need a busboy at this restaurant in Philly. And I was like, okay. Walked in, said, I'll do whatever you need me to do. And I learned everything there.
You must have been really excited about what you needed to learn.
It was something I just couldn't get enough of. I always kept an eye on the kitchen, and I loved the energy of the kitchen.
So much so that in 2006, he opened his own spot in Philly called Snack Bar, and 2 years later, Pub and Kitchen, where he presided as executive chef. But by 2013, he hit the brakes, deciding to leave his chef's hat on the back burner.
Were you tired? Were you fed up?
But I kind of woke up one day, and my oldest son was 5, and it felt like snap of your fingers, and all of a sudden there's this little kid going into kindergarten. It was a grounding moment, and I thought, I don't want to be a statistic. I want to be home for my wife. I want to be home for my kids. So made this conscious decision to just kind of bag it all and start over.
That's a tough decision to make.
Yeah, it was hard. It was a little scary.
What makes Philly a great coffee town?
I think it runs the gamut. There's a lot of small, independent coffee roasters that we have.
All that time away refreshed him and opened the door to his dream coffee startup with bestie Damien, making that perfect cup of brew.
Being a barista is my secret passion.
Really?
Yeah.
So we're gonna start here, push it all the way back against the button, and it'll grind, and you hold it until it stops. And it'll stop on its own. Press down evenly and straight, as hard as you can. Go straight up, and you'll finally push it over. Oh, you got it, great. Now you're gonna push the lion. There you go,
Oh, there we go.
Prep that for me, John.
see? Yeah, I got you.
And for the partners and friends who realized a dream,
We always knew in some way we would be working together. So it was like just a matter of time, and it just kind of worked out.
Dulce de leche with almond milk.
as they say, all's well that ends well.
Yep.
That's for sure. I can't tell you the deliciousness that
I'll
is
try it.
in
We're
the cafe. First of all,
What
the
is
food
this?
was
Coffee's amazing.
amazing.
We had the
I'm getting
coffee's
there, but the pastries, which we don't have, I haven't tasted pastries like that since Paris.
Wow.
But the
Wow.
black magic cake
Is magic.
is magical, and the coffee is
delicious. We said that
just
in the
Can you
the
bring
best.
this every time now?
Yeah.
It is really good.
Wow.
So if your secret passion was to be a barista,
I know, I didn't know that.
It's
you're gonna
one
be
of
making,
them. My
you're gonna
other-
make the coffee every morning?
I did that and being a flight attendant.